right, positive energy all the time. Rep your city, rep your city. We got Dallas in the building. We got Fort Lauderdale in the building. Everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitch, everybody on Kick, and everybody on YouTube. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. We have San Jose in the building. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Gonna be a busy night. I got another live I'm gonna do this evening. I'll be talking about the Tasha K situation, but not like everybody else is talking about it. I have a different angle. We got Berkeley in the house. I had someone come into my messages on Instagram and said they expressed some type of disappointment about my live yesterday, which I think was mostly about Tasha K. I think a lot of people was not happy that I didn't really get into that like that. So I'm going to talk about that and why I didn't get into that. And I'm going to talk about coming into my messages and having expectations. I'm going to talk about that and foundational Black Americans, reparations, all that. So I'm going to be talking about that, the Tasha K situation from my point of view. That's going to be great. So come on in. We got Richmond in the house. We got Berkeley in the building. Berkeley, a very popular city when it comes to music. I don't know if y'all know that. Musicians all know about the importance of Berkeley. Very important location when it comes to music. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that this evening. That's with the Tasha K situation, my point of view on that. That's going to be great. Hopefully I didn't go too hard on the young lady in my DMs. I got a little PTSD. I hope I didn't go too hard on her. We're telling her to shut the hell up and mind business. Hopefully I didn't go too hard. You know what I'm saying? With her trying to be my mommy. You know what I mean? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight, a little bit after maybe 6 or 7, somewhere in there. That's going to be off the chain and a very much needed conversation. Very much. We're going to get into that. I'm going to break that down. That's going to be great. So, there's been a lot of complaints about foundational Black Americans. There's been a lot of African brothers and sisters and Caribbean brothers and sisters complain about foundational Black Americans. And the horrible thing about that is you have Black people who are already have already delineated, speaking on our delineation, which means that there's definitely a lack of education going on in the Caribbean and in Africa because if you're Jamaican, that's delineation. Ruh. So if you've got these delineated tribal Black people around the world complaining about delineation. Now you have some Black Americans don't like it because they've been hiding as Americans, which I do understand that you could just call yourself an American. I can understand that if you're black and you just want to be American. But anything you do when you check it, it don't say American. It says a bunch of other. It says black, white, and all that. So I mean, none of your applications say just American. Like not really. Nothing political. All your political things want you to specify what kind of American you are. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know, but if I'm not mistaken, I've been having to scratch off Negro and black and all type of stuff for a lot of years. So I don't know. I didn't hear much complaining about those uh, distinctions. That's on a lot of forums. I haven't heard anybody complain about that. Why is there all these different distinctions? Why aren't we just Americans? I've never heard about that. When they do that on job applications and all type of applications, ask you your ethnicity. Why nobody didn't complain? That's delineation. Just saying. That's distinction. We're not all Americans on those forms. I'm just saying. Like make it make sense. In the streets we call it selective politicking. You decide when you want to get mad. You want to get mad over this because it's them. The same thing happened over here. You don't see it. Because I could swear, yeah, I could swear that when you go and fill out an application, they got all these different things on there, depending on, who makes their forms for them. These companies hire out people to make the forms, so they won't necessarily coordinate exactly, depending on what company makes them for them. But that's crazy for sure. And some people don't like it. I'm not sure. White Flame, what's up, bro? I'm not sure why. What's up, Dodge? Uh, would I consider the Black Panther movement black unity? No, I would call it the Black Panther movement. I wouldn't call it black unity. I mean, that's a misuse of the word black unity. I would call them some type of organization. I mean, an organization is not black unity. If you got 10 different organizations, is that black unity? No, not if the 10 different organizations are not unified. You, I'm not sure what's going on with you, Black Man Lion, but you really need to read more and you really need to step your game up. Whatever type of black concept you got, you need to like step it up. Whatever type of pro black stuff you're doing, you're not doing a real good job. I respect you trying to do that, but you got to do better, bro. Because I mean, I was better than that when I was a shorty. I'm 68. There's no excuse for you asking that type of question. You're supposed to know better than that. Come on, man. You're making pro black look bad. Yeah, but certain questions, bro. Okay. You know, certain questions show your IQ. Okay. Now, if you just want to ask stupid questions, I'm gonna have to get you out of here because I don't really got time for it. If you want to ask me a question, bro, ask me something intelligent. I'm gonna tell you just like that. I ain't here to just answer all kind of stupid stuff. I'm saying bring some type of intelligence to the chat. If you can't bring nothing intelligent to the chat, just be quiet and watch. Maybe if you use your real name and your real face, maybe you wouldn't be so comfortable with doing stuff like that if you had to really show who you are. If you had to show who you are, you wouldn't do that. A lot of y'all with them bogus fake names, that's why you be trolling and saying stuff because you ain't got to show your real face. I got my real face. You some weirdo name, ruining the chat with bozo stuff and trying to sound like super black and bozo at the same time. What is you, a super black bozo? Like, what are we doing? Stop playing with me. Step your game up. I'm being nice this time, trying to help you out. But you look bad, bro. Okay? You look bad. Is the Black Panthers a symbol of black unity? Like, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell? Okay, I got a bowling team. I got a black bowling team. Is that the black unity? What the hell? This is Black Panthers. This is the MLK group. Does that look like black unity? The peaceful blacks and the revolutionaries? This would be black unity. This would be just them doing them and them doing them. No, the Black Panthers was a perfect example of how to get unalived. That's what the Black Panthers was. Black Panthers, Black Panthers was a group to show you how to get shot by the FBI. That's who they was. Listen, y'all stop asking me stuff if you don't want to hear the truth. The Black Panther was a sucker movement that showed you how to get popped. What do you want me to say? No, that's incorrect. I'm not. He said, okay. See, he's like, we not gonna let y'all win. Like, you see this type of stuff. Like this, like I'm trying not to. Okay, listen, you're trolling already. Come back tomorrow. I'll unban you. I'll unban you later. I'll unblock you later. We ain't doing all that trolling. Go get a life, okay? What is life? Go get a life. Go be a professional typist. So, a lot of people are upset because foundational Black Americans have officially delineated, not only delineated, but come up with our own title that we want to be called. One of the reasons this has happened is because we have social media now. And social media now, we could be a big, large think tank and we can make changes. We couldn't make any national changes without social media. Back in the day, you had to hopefully get some type of black leader, but that black leader won't necessarily be allowed to be on ABC, NBC, CBS, so you would necessarily know, right? Right? You say I'm not an ordinary foundational Black Americans. Most of us pray. No, that's incorrect. Most foundational Black Americans are Baptists and Christian. That's incorrect. Okay, that's incorrect. You see, people are trying to get in the internet and call their little internet group FBA, but FBA is foundational Black Americans, and all Black Americans are foundational Black Americans. We are trying to get all Black Americans to identify themselves no longer as just Black Americans, but foundational Black Americans. If you come and put all these extra beliefs in it, you are damaging our identity. Okay? You're damaging our identity. What do I mean? We're doing lineage. Does not have a belief system. Okay? There's no belief system that ties you to your father, your grandfather, your great. That's lineage. Foundational Black America is lineage. Lineage has no belief. So when you say FBAs, you're damaging foundational Black American lineage, and you're making us look like a group. FBA is not a group. And this is what happened with Tasha K. I'm going to get back into that. She thought it was a group because of people like this keep talking about foundational Black Americans like it's a group. It is a lineage. A lineage is not a group. It means my daughter is FBA. It means my father is FBA. It does not. Do you know what lineage means? Do you know what lineage means? Okay, so lineage doesn't have a belief system. Okay? Lineage is just your bloodline. You're your mother's lineage. Your mother does not believe everything you believe. Your daddy might not even like the Black Panthers. What are we doing? So your granddaddy liked the Black Panthers? See, these things right here are destroying everything we're trying to do. We got people that's not paying attention, ruining it. That's why I gave Tasha a break. Because when she sees this, he's telling her that we're a group. So now people saying, you FBA's this, you FBA's that. There's no FBA group. So when you say most of us FBA's, you don't know what foundational Black American is. You are one of the people that's in this ruining it. That's what you're doing. You're ruining the purpose of lineage. Period. Like, what are we talking about? We don't even have everybody on board as identified as FBA. And you're already saying most of us, when our job now is to get more Black people to identify as foundational Black Americans. Now, that's got to be based on lineage. If we got a bunch of people say, well, foundational Black Americans believe this, believe that, you're making people not accept their lineage. We don't want to have a belief system. We want to be lineage. When you start putting belief system in it, you start destroying the lineage, the concept of lineage. This is lineage. This is not a group. Foundational Black Americans is Black Americans with the word foundational in front of it. It's Black American. That's what FB is. Black Americans. Black Americans have no belief system. Most Black Americans do not necessarily agree with the Black Panthers. Okay? FBA is just Black Americans with foundational on it, meaning that we are the original Black Americans, and all the new Black Americans are new Black Americans. Black American just means you're a Black American whose lineage traced back to the 1800s. That's it. It doesn't mean you like the Black Panthers. It doesn't mean any of that. Foundational Black American means that your lineage goes to the 1800s. That's it. There's no belief system, no beliefs are in foundational Black Americans. None. See, and we got all these people, right? Right? We why instead of growing it, right? We got to turn around now and get rid of all these people that's trying to take something without paying attention, don't want to learn what it is, trying to turn it into a group. That way they can make it this group against that group and make it some clown stuff. And when they make it a group, they'll leave the group. They want to make it a group so then they can leave the group. So you can't leave your lineage. So they're trying to water down and make foundational Black American a group. That way they could quit. So you can't quit your lineage. Your mama's your mama. Your daddy's your daddy. Your granddaddy gonna be your grand. That's your lineage. You can't quit that. But we got people out here trying to make FBA a group. That way they can destroy it. That way they can say, I don't want to be in that group no more. I'm gonna go be in this group. That's the purpose of that. You have to wonder, is some of these people really spies? You know what I'm saying? Feds. So you have to wonder, who are some of these people with the misinformation programming? You have to wonder who they are with the fake names. They no picture, no identification, doing a lot of yapping with a fake identity, talking real with a fake name to real people that's really showing their face over here, and we got to compete with a fake person hiding that want to go toe to toe with me. When you hide and I don't know who you is, you could be a white man or anything. You don't even not necessarily even a Black person. You might not even necessarily be in the United States. Talk about FBA this and that, and asking police questions, asking me about the Black Panthers who got shot down in a conversation that don't say nothing about that, like you were police, a distraction. So for my viewers, it's going to be a lot of blocking going on next week. Everybody that asks a question off subject, they're going to get blocked. That's it. I've been blocking and unblocking. But starting next week, once I block you, your ass is out of here. That's it. I'm not bringing you back. So either get in where you fit in or sit down like a damn clown. But it's on you. Because we don't have time. I have real intelligent people here, and I have to keep stopping for bozos. You know what I'm saying? So when it gets to delineation, a lot of people don't like it. That's another reason we be getting these interruptions. A lot of people don't like the concept of delineation. But here's what's phony. They say delineation separates us, right? They say foundational Black Americans is pushing separation. Here's what's phony. We ain't never been unified. Right? We ain't never been unified. Think about it. Think about the people that is saying that foundational Black Americans is pushing that we need to be unified. Well, when was that going to happen? Why are they pretending that foundational Black American, the whole concept of lineage, is pushing division when there wasn't no unity? I got Africans talking about unity. with 300 tribes in Nigeria. And Nigerians is all over there with Godfrey talking about unity. With again 300 tribes. 54 countries that don't like each other don't get together. The last people that at all should be talking about that, right, is yeah, I know. The last thing people that should be talking about that is Africans. You know what I mean? You're 100% correct. Also, in order to get reparations, you have to trace yourself back to the people that was enslaved. It's just really, really simple. In order to get reparations, you have to trace yourself back to the people that the money's owed to. And it's really simple. And you have to separate who's owed money from who's not owed money. And this is one of the most frustrating parts that people keep forgetting, that ADOS and FBA is born out of reparations. Those two identities, American descendants of slavery, for what purpose? Reparation, foundation of Black Americans. Both of those were born out of the push for reparations. This is a fact. That's what they come up out of, the push for reparations. Point blank, period. Without that, it doesn't matter if you're foundational or not. If you're not going to, if there's not nothing that you need to identify to be the foundation of what? So the only purpose of identifying yourself as foundational is to identify who was who. And why would we identify who was who? Because we are trying to get our reparation, and we want to identify ourselves distinctly for all our inventions and for everything we contributed in this country. We don't want nobody to come here and say they're Black. In the future, our great-great-grandkids, they say a Black man invented something, and now some African taking credit for it, because that's what they'll do. This is why the Africans and the Blacks from the Caribbean, a lot of them is mad, because they want to come here. They want to start calling themselves Black. They want to get citizenship. They want to be Black Americans. And 50 years from now, they'll be taking credit for everything that foundational Black Americans did. And we separating what we did. We know, because they'll take credit for it. They'll be Jamaican 1 minute, and they'll be foundational Black American the next minute, and take credit for what we did. Because we have a glorious history. And a lot of Blacks around the world, they want to eat off of that history. They want to eat off our plate. They even want to come to the country and eat off what we built without dealing with us. You know, you're a pretty sad Black immigrant when you come to a country where you know people put their lives on the line just to use a restaurant, just to get on the bus. And you come here from Jamaica and the Caribbean and Africa with no regards to the people that put their life on the line for you to come here. This is my problem with Black immigrants. They're very disrespectful to me. To me, they are. Because they can't do nothing without our ancestors. Their ancestors ain't did nothing for them, not when they come to the United States. Africans' ancestors in Africa did something for them in Africa. But when you come to the United States, you got to respect the Black people that did something for you to be here. This is a white country. Africa's Black. This country was built off of white, taking land from Native Americans and conquering it and dominating everybody. Somebody had to fight that domination, and we the ones did it. The Native Americans laid down. They laid down. They gave them some old land out in the middle somewhere, some of them, and laid them down. The other ones came and mixed with us. Because a lot, if you was black, you were still in slavery. That's why I'm Sioux. I'm African, but I'm Sioux. Because down there in Alabama and Mississippi, them people was Sioux and other tribes too. They was it was black Native Americans. That's what they don't want to tell you. And these black Native Americans had houses. They didn't have no teepees. The ones with the teepees was from up in Alaska. When they came here, the black Native Americans had homes, had houses, had big old crops, had big giant farms, acres. They came and made them do it for them, put them into slavery, and made these black Native Americans show them how they was doing it. This is a fact. Go look it up. More information is coming out now. Information is being updated. You got to understand, information was in the library, so nobody knew it was in there. Now, brothers and sisters going to the library, find the information, and coming and putting it on the internet so we all can know. So your generation, y'all getting information never been revealed before. When the whites came here, the black Native Americans had houses. They did not live in teepees. They had huge farms already. They had already got cotton from the black Africans that was here. The black Africans and the black natives have already been trading because the black Africans was going down to South and Central America, the Caribbean, and up here trading with the black Native Americans. Who you think taught the European how to sell and how to trade? We taught him that too. We was on the seas way before the white man, okay? Facts. The black man had been over here way before the white man even knew that the world wasn't flat. By the time Christopher Columbus and them, they still thought the world was flat. When a sailor didn't come back to Europe, they said he's probably sailed off the edge of the world. These are facts. And it was blacks on Christopher Columbus' ship that helped him get over here. Moors. The one that seen America, that say land ho, he was black. He was up in the Crows. That was a black dude. As a matter of fact, Christopher Columbus was in jail. You know, they have a jail in the bottom of the ship. He was locked up. He wasn't even commanding the ship when they found America. He was in the brig. Yes, Christopher Columbus was in the brig when they found America, because they had got mad and thought he just had them out there and they was going to all pass away, and they got mad. It was like, you got us out here on the wild goose chase. So they locked him up. And then as soon as they locked him up for like a week or a few days, they seen land. And they said, go let him out. He was right. They let him out. The black dude was telling them which way to go. The Moors that was on the ship. These are facts. It was a black dude that seen the land. It's the first person that seen America for Christopher Columbus, that was a black dude. Remember, they was from Spain. And the Moors was already in Spain. And had already been up on the West Coast already before he got here. There was already blacks over here when he got here. Instead of calling them foundational black Americans, they called them what? They called them Native Americans. Native Americans don't mean no particular race. It just meant all the people that was over here was native to America. That include the Eskimo-looking ones and all of them. They called them Native Americans. That don't mean Indians. That means whatever people was here was native to the Americas. Then by the time we grew up and they got cartoons, they start showing you these Indians and saying they Native Americans. No, they are some of the Native Americans. You understand? My point is, we've been over here. We've been over here. Now, they did bring some Africans too. They did bring Africans. Sometimes people think it's either or, so that your teachers don't be no good. So they'll show you that blacks been here and then disregard that they still brought blacks over here. Because some of y'all teachers always believe it's either or, because this happened, this didn't happen, or because this, no, both happened. Yes. There was blacks already over here, and they brought blacks over here too. Okay? Because the blacks was already over here, and the first blacks they start bringing this way, they was taken south first. Okay? So the first black Africans they was bringing them to Trinidad, Jamaica, down there. Then it was us, there was other blacks already up here. After so long, they started bringing some of them ones up from the Caribbean and decided to bring some of them just straight across. So there was no like one type of black people here, because the Caribbean didn't have one type of black people either. There was not just one type of brown people in the world. There was a lot of different tribes of brown people. But later they just started identifying all brown people as like the same people. That's why they want to say that we Africans necessarily. You know what I'm saying? That's how everything got confused. And so there was really never no black unity in modern times. So when people say delineation represents separation, that's false. Separate how? Where was the unity? Delineation for foundational black Americans, as people started traveling more, this became a necessity to make sure that people that come here do not be counted as us. We don't want Jamaicans and Trinidadians and all different type of Africans to be categorized as us, whether they like it or not. It's not their decision. They should mind it, like Africans should shut up. Mind your business. Go back to your motherland and fix all the different tribalism and confusion you got over there. Tell 154 that Big Pharaoh told them to shut up speaking on us. We're not a part of the 154. Speak on the 54 countries and leave our name out their mouth. Because dude run over here to play football while his punk ass didn't play football in Africa. You all on our job trying to play football. You chasing Jim Brown and Gail Sayers and all the black people that paved the way for your punk ass to come from Africa and play football. So you and Godfrey shut up like that. Just shut up speaking on us. Just like that. Speak on the 154. And all you other black people should make them stop speaking on y'all. If they didn't include Jamaicans in the 54, y'all should say, hey, you left us out of the 54. Just speak on the 54. They shouldn't be able to speak on no black people that ain't in that 54. The name of your show is 154. Speak on the 54 countries. Stop speaking on all the other black people. Straight up, that's bogus. So you're going to leave everybody out? You should have named it Diaspora then. But no, you left everybody out. All right. So what? It ain't enough to talk about with the 54. I ain't got nothing to talk about. So your show, shut your show down because you gave it a name that ain't even got enough information that nobody want to hear. Nobody want to hear nothing about Africa. Africa is unimportant. Yeah, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you name it 154. Your show's supposed to represent what you name it. Any professional business. If we talking professional, TV, radio, stuff like that. When you pick a name, then that's what it is. So you say, well, why am I saying something? Because my name of my show is Pharaoh Said That. So I'm right and exact. I'm true to the name of the show. Pharaoh Said That. Right? Duh. But you 154, but you talk about the diaspora that ain't in the 54. You boot like you're not even professional. Why? Because there ain't nothing in Africa to talk about. That's why. Because y'all black people don't run Africa and you don't want to tell it. The reason 154 don't talk about Africa, because the top of Africa is Arabs. That's why. And they trying to hide it. They can't even talk about the 54 because the 54 ain't black. Facts. Tell them I said that too. Egypt is not even black. So no, you don't want to talk about Egypt. No, you don't want to talk about Libya. No, you don't want to talk about Morocco. I know why. Because it's not black. So you ain't got nothing black to talk about but black Americans because we the blackest thing out here. We blacker than everybody. We make more noise than everybody. It ain't number 50 million of us, and we make the most noise. But you see, these brothers is like haters, like the ones that threw Joseph in the hole in the Bible. Like a lot of black people, they hate black Americans. But the Most High blessed us over all you niggas. Just like that. So deal with it. We the chosen ones. Period. Prove me wrong. Prove me foundational black Americans ain't the chosen people of the Most High. Prove me wrong. If we not, who is? The Ethiopians surely ain't, obviously. Ain't no blacks in Egypt. They ain't on nothing. Some of the other groups don't do nothing but wickedness all the time. They couldn't definitely represent God in real life. I ain't got to say no who they is. So there was never no black diaspora unity. You're talking about FBA represent separation. Separation from who? Africans didn't come till they seen we made it. Oh, they made it. We go to America. We didn't think they would make it. And then you see we made it, then you rent here. Now everybody want to step into our story and make up parts of our story and step into our story. Never congratulate us, just hate us. They hate, but they don't congratulate. I was watching Tyreek and the brother was like, well, can we fix what the Africans doing? He said, y'all got to do that in the motherland. I was like, get him. He told dude, he like, y'all got to fix yourself back where you came from. Y'all can't fix yourself here. That's why I mess with Tyreek. He's a big shot. Hey, he told the African brother, say, can't we fix this? Talk about unity between black Americans and black from Africa and stuff. Tyreek told him, "Now you gotta go home. You gotta go home and fix that over there in Africa." I said, "Get him!" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Woo, get him!" The brother didn't say nothing. He didn't know what to say because he told him right. No, you Africans, we don't want to fix you. You Caribbeans, no, go back to the Caribbean, fix yourself. Go back to Africa and fix yourself, and then come back when you fix yourself. Because you cannot fix yourself over here when the majority of your people are still some haters. Go home and de-haterize where you from. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. So they like, well, how uh, uh, we represent separation. FBA is just represent division. All right. If we represent division, show me where the unity was at. Because how can we? Okay, if we dividing, show me the unity. That's my question to all you black scholars. Because I'm number one. I don't go at Tariq because he don't need my help. He's a boss like that. You know what I'm saying? We get to a point when we got people like Tyreek, we step out the way. This is what the elders do. We step out the way, let dude do what he do. You know what I'm saying? I'll stay out of dude's way. I'm just over here doing me, but I make sure I try not to step on Tyreek no kind of way because he the one let y'all listen to what he's saying. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Listen to what he's saying. You understand? I'm just doing me. This is what you do when you get to a certain level. You step out the way. You step out the way, you don't stay in the way. You do your own thing, but you get out the way. I'm not finna get in do way like that. Let him do what he do. If what I'm supposed to do at my point is make sure what he do work and be behind the situation to push what he pushing. I look at it, say he pushing the right stuff. My job is to back him up, not to clash or to try to be dominant. My job is to back him up. That's what I'm on. He doing a great job. We just need more people to do their own thing. And I'll be talking about that later. Everybody can't do the same thing. See, people wanted me to jump on Tasha K. No, man, we got dudes do that already. All of us don't got to do the same thing. Like you can't build no movement or nothing. Everybody doing the same thing. Other things still got to be discussed. I'll be talking about that. I'm going to talk about the Tasha K situation. Reason I didn't jump in it. It wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary. And I really knew what was going on with that. That's why I ain't jump in it. I knew she didn't know what she was saying. Why would I say you don't know what you're saying when I already know she don't know what she's saying? A lot of people that be crashing on FBA, they don't know what it is. I don't even know. You say delineation cannot be a cause for Pan-African unity. I guess, yeah, I mean, delineation is not a cause at all. So just right there, using the word cause, you off right there. How is your lineage a cause anyway? Pan-Africanism ain't a cause either. A Nigerian is a Nigerian. That's delineation. Being a Nigerian got nothing to do with Pan-African unity. Delineation got nothing to do with unity. Delineation is a definition. It's a definition. This is what the problem is, y'all. People don't know what delineation is. They just throwing the word around. This is the problem right there. They don't know what delineation is. I swear to God, they do not. They don't know what it is. They don't even know what it is. The action of describing or portraying something precisely. That's it. We're just describing ourselves precisely. It's not a movement, it's not an organization. We're just trying to get everybody to understand and describe us precisely. That's it. That's all it is. And the word we use to describe ourselves is foundational Black American, is the term we use to describe ourselves precisely. It's not a group like uh, mammals. Mammals is not a group. The word mammal identifies everything that would be classified as a mammal. So you say the mammals, somebody say, man, mammals need to get together. If mammals be, you know. No, I mean, no. The reality is this, bro. When you're doing something that we're doing, nobody knows what foundational Black American is, okay? I'm glad you said that. Young people, let me tell you something. It takes many years to get something like this off the ground. Foundational Black American, the description and the identity will not be close to done. It'll be close to done. It'll be the made some moves by 2028. What is it, 2026? Yeah. It's going to take to about 2028, 2029. These type of things don't, like that. And a lot of people don't know that. So they get frustrated. They get frustrated. Okay. I'm going to tell people get frustrated. Listen to somebody saying it before. You know how long before we really became Black Americans? It took about 7 years, 8 years to transition from like Negroes to Black Americans. It took about 8, 9 years for everybody call themselves that. That don't just happen like that takes time, and it's going and that took time when we was probably about 18 million, 19 million. Now we like 50 million, so it's gonna take longer. It's 50 million of us to transfer them transfer what we call ourselves now compared to 20, 25 million. So it's gonna take a time for 50 million people. It's got to sink. It's got to soak into the society. It's getting there. Newsmen are starting to use it. Okay, you can search it. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, I give you an example. So when you can go search like this, and then you can see this come up in AI, then you're getting there. Foundational Black America, FBA, is a lineage-based term used to describe Black people in the United States. So this, okay, so we're getting there. Okay, we are getting there. Now it's just gonna take some time. Okay, but for you all are gonna definitely be foundational Black Americans. ADOS is not gonna go nowhere. That's never going nowhere because nobody gonna want to be called a slave. So American descendants of slaves is never going nowhere. They need to just let that go. That's not going nowhere. Nobody wants that on a job application. You want a job application where it say, "Are you American descendant of slaves?" No. Okay. But foundational Black American, we'll check that. That's good. Plus, that's got you know, a better abbreviation. FBA is better than ADOS, ADOS, ADOS. Just it just don't flow. It's a lose, right? It's going nowhere. And that's what I'm telling young Black people. A lot of times, the greats don't be nobody that got the greats and don't see the greats, and then later. Tariq Nasheed is going to go down in history as one of the greats, like a Marcus Garvey and shit. Remember, I told you first, dude going down in history like Marcus and people like that, like MLK and people like that. Yeah, Tariq Nasheed going down in history like that on my soul. Don't say I didn't tell you. I'm not telling you this because I mess with him. I'm telling you this because I know history. This don't got nothing to do with him personally. This got something to do with how America worked. I'm telling you from how America worked. Dude going down in history. But the hidden colors, and then being really pushing the whole concept of foundational Black America. Yeah, he going down in history. I mean, they ain't no problem like that because they ain't no problem because the European gonna throw them out. You see, and I'm glad you said that. They not really no problem like that. Black immigrants are no problem because black immigrants don't understand the European like we do. And the European in this time, they don't understand history. They don't understand how these things function. And so black immigrants is here at the wrong time when the country is crowded. See, when you came back in the 50s, when I was born in 1958, that's one thing. But immigrants now, the world is crowded already. So all over the world, immigrants are going to get kicked out. Not just here. Immigrants in this time, newer immigrants, they're going to all get sent home. They're going to kick them out of every country in Europe. I just watched around the other day in Europe. They want them to get out. They want them out. They want the Iranians out. They want the Asians out. They want the Africans out. They want immigrants out of their country. What my message would be to immigrants, go home now. That's what I would tell Africans. I'll be like, listen, bro, go home now. Be one of the early ones. Don't wait until they throw everybody out. Go get your spot and set your stuff up now because they throwing you out. You see the Jamaicans say, don't send them Haitians here. Jamaicans refused the Haitians, didn't they? Okay. Okay. This ain't no hate. This I'm giving game to black immigrants. Black immigrants, I'm giving you game. Immigration is over. The planet is too crowded. It's too crowded in terms of numbers. It's too crowded. They're going to throw you out. It's not enough food. It's not enough jobs for you. It's not. People are not going to let you take them jobs. People are not. Man, Donnie, they probably arrest him and deport him. Give it a few years. They going to get him out of New York the easy way or the hard way. They're not going to let you take over the country and flood their country, make it crowded. Everybody's going to kick you out. All over Europe, they throwing people out because it's too crowded. See, they try to make it like people don't like people. No, it's crowded. So that gives them a reason to not like you. Look at the guy down there in Miami. He had the Haitians working for nothing. Look at the Mexican. But 80% of you got, well, look, Let me ask you a question. Do you know the history of the European in America? Does he go by the rules or does he change the rules? The European in America, does he go by the rules or does he change the rules? Does he seem to be a person that would say, the hell with your citizenship and pass along, throw you out? Yes or no? He'll throw you out. You other people, y'all don't know this white man over here like us. Y'all don't know him. And then y'all never listen to us. That's why black immigrants gonna fail. Because they never listen to us. How do you go somewhere where black people all the way at and say, hey, come here, bro. How this shit go? They never did that. That's why we don't really like black immigrants. Because black immigrants came and started like they was competition. They never been brothers and sisters. Africans, Caribbeans, South, black immigrants have never been our brothers and sisters. They've always come and tried to be competition. We was gonna F y'all up anyway. What do you want me to say? Black immigrants, y'all don't think we was gonna clash with y'all eventually? I'm just asking. I'm not promoting no violence. I'm just talking about what could happen. I'm not promoting that to happen. I'm just talking about nature. What do black immigrants really thought that they would come here and take jobs from black Americans and everything would go smooth? How did things go for the Jews in Germany? You really thought you was going to come and somebody and undercut them and do jobs for less and take food out their mouth? And you thought you could walk around here and look down on me on my turf like that? And your numbers little? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to be. Hey, man, I'm telling you for sure. Okay? Look, I ain't promoting no hate. I'm keeping it real. Okay? You can't divide something that was never unified. Okay? There was never, ever any respect for foundational black Americans. Never. Never. As a young brethren, when I used to be around a lot of rosters, they wasn't cool. They was not cool. The rosters was talking talk. Right? But they wasn't nothing what they believed in. Why you think reggae failed and why you think Rasta's nothing now? At one time, foundational black Americans was getting involved with the Rastafarian movement. You know why that stopped? Because the Jamaicans was fraudulent. They was fake. I was there. That stuff they was saying in reggae, they didn't believe none of that. They didn't believe none of that. They didn't believe none of that. They didn't believe that. Not at all. I'm telling you. They talked all that black stuff. They didn't believe it. Even the Ethiopians didn't mess with them. They was praising the Ethiopian king. The Ethiopians hated Jamaicans. They didn't like them Jamaicans because the Jamaicans was fake. If a bunch of Jamaicans get deported, black Americans ain't gonna blink. No. They ruined the reggae and the Rasta movement. I was there. I seen it. They ruined it. They was not positive. Not just reggae artists, Jamaicans as a whole. Jamaicans was not real positive like that. They was probably they was all right. Haitians, they not cool. Africans, they not cool. The black immigrants are horrible. I'm not promoting hate. I'm just talking the facts on how they are and how they're perceived and how they act and how we see them as foundational black Americans. The way we see them, they horrible. We don't like them. They're not likable people. They not likable people. It's not like we just don't like them. No, they are not likable. We wouldn't have cared. We wouldn't have cared. Foundation Black, we wouldn't have cared. But they are intentionally nasty, and it's clear they don't like us. Like black immigrants do not like black Americans. They come in and they try to compete with us. Their whole thing is to compete, to look down on us some kind of way. They be feeling insecure. So then they call us dirty black America. That's why she did that, out of insecurity. But the people there, they was ready to show her love. Go back and watch what she said at. Look at the brothers and sisters that invited them. They all open arms. Which one is the one acting nasty? The black immigrant. Blindsided them. They like, what? They thinking she a black sister. Now Foundation Black Americans find out we the only ones had that brother and sister vibe. They never honored that. This is the real story where the split is at. We was on some brothers and sisters. We all Africans. None of them other black people have ever been on that. We was the only ones. We was the only ones on that everybody black. And we FA and FO. We found out no. They thought she was a sister. Exactly. They was in shock. They couldn't believe it. Because you got to understand, black immigrants, they come from that. We didn't have no other blacks to hate. They have other blacks to hate. That's what they do. He said they're going to make babies over here and their kids going to be the new black Americans. That's what they think. That ain't going to work. Because their kids, our kids going to get at their kids. Their kids going to be weirdos. And when their kids still going to have to go to school with us. It's not going to work. But just imagine a guy saying that and putting his kids in danger. He basically said, y'all get at us. He went on there and told people to hate him, basically. That's how stupid he is. Now that'll get chopped up and sent around. And some innocent black kid that daddy's an African gonna pay because what he did. See what I'm saying? Snitched on this. And that's a crazy, that agenda's never gonna work. That's never gonna work. That's never gonna work. Because if that video go viral, he ain't gonna even be able to walk around out here. He marked himself out. You know what I'm saying? They just marked themselves out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a long 4 years for black immigrants. Yeah, but it's gonna be a long 4 years. You know what I'm saying? for black immigrants in America. They don't. They slow. They don't got a chance. You know what he never realized when he said that? I'm going to show you why black immigrants ain't got a chance. You know why they don't got a chance, Cuddy? You know why they don't got a chance? Because he said that in front of white men. He said that in front of white men. He don't. This is what they don't see. What I'm saying, they don't understand how this go. So now when white men see him say that, they said we got to get him out of here because he'll have that same mentality with us. See, mark yourself out. And I'm not a positive thinker or a negative thinker. I think I'm a realist. I don't do positive or negative. If it's a poisonous snake, it's a poisonous snake. That's it. I don't do positive thinking. I don't do positive thinking. I'm a realist. And black immigrants suck. They never really are brothers and sisters. They haven't benefited us. They really tried to play us against the white man and really tried to, they really ops. They really tried to undermine us and get the white man to put them over us if you really look at it. Like you don't never hear them say nothing about white. Like you don't hear the Haitians say nothing about the Trump administration or nothing. Seriously. Like if you watch all the Haitians complain, they all complaining on us. You would swear. If you just came here and just turned on, you would swear we're the one threw them out. Am I lying? Am I lying? If you just turned on the media and listened to Haitians, and I said, who's throwing the Haitians out? They would say black Americans. Facts. Anybody would say that. And you don't see no Haitians get on and say, you right, brother, we got to change. They all be trying to tell me something. I'm like, shut your immigrant ass up. Go talk to your people. Stop talking to me. Go talk to your people. Stop trying to son me. I'm not your goddamn son. I'm your guardian. I'm the reason you can walk around. Go get your shit together. Stop trying to talk to me. Period. Don't tell me nothing. Go back home and talk to your people. All that trying to talk to us while your damn people out of line. They ain't going to get it. Trying to son me, trying to talk to me, trying to do this, da. You know what I'm saying? I don't be really want to hear it. I don't know what they is. You say most Haitians is dead. All I know is they not our friends. We have no relationship with them. We don't know them. Whatever happened to them, to hell with them. You're not our friends. We don't know you. We don't have any relationship with you. That's your fault. Your fault. When you're black and you come to a country ran by whites and you don't link in with the other blacks, you are lame, you're a bunch of losers, and you deserve anything that happened to you. All black people came here. The main ones they were supposed to lock in with us. They did not. And you reap what you sow. That's it. We don't like you. We don't know you. We don't have no relationship with you. And we don't want to have no relationship once you get in trouble. We don't know you. You don't bring nothing to the table. What you bring to the table? What? Nothing. I remember at work, we worked jokingly around, and I said, me and the African dude are brothers. And he said, he ain't, and they different. The white dudes were confused, treated him different going forward. Yeah. And look, they ain't going, you see? He said, cool. See? I know it's cool, nigga. I know it better be cool. You know what I'm saying? It better be cool. It's going to be cool. It might not be cool on the internet, but it's gonna be cool outside. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, it's cool. It can't be nothing but cool. You don't run nothing. What part of America I'm from? I'm from Chicago. I'm from I'm from Chicago. Okay, what? You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. It ain't no Haitians here hardly, like probably a few. It used to be more Jamaicans, but they all got deported, went to jail, got unalived, all kind of stuff. So it ain't as many Jamaicans as it used to be either. Africans, I don't think it's no whole bunch of Africans, but you know, but yeah, I'm from Chicago. We don't really have problems with immigrants here too much. The only thing the Africans won't pick up black people in their cabs though. They only pick up white people. You could have a suit on and everything. They real prejudiced against black people. You would think the big motherland they would be the most right. No, they the worst. You would think, oh, it's Africa. Oh, they own it. But resources is getting tight, and like people be, you ain't uncomfortable when you're around a black foreigner, and you feel like they right off the bat is competitive. You know, I mean, how you supposed to feel? They don't come in. They ain't got no regular brother and sister. They come in. They got a chip on their shoulder. They competitive right off the top. You know what I'm saying? And then we got to be humble because if we was competitive, you couldn't even come in here. You see what I'm saying? And we got to tolerate them with their little bitty numbers. And we acted like they acted. How that would work for them? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? If we act like that, yeah, New York is an immigrant city, so that's different. New York, the blacks in New York, they'll let Mondani and them run over y'all. Y'all, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all then turn New York into a third world country. I don't know the black. I don't know what the foundation of Black America is gonna do in New York. They done took y'all. They done punked y'all out. They been punked them out. You know what I'm saying? They took over the rap. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really black Americans. They was up there dee da dee da dee 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 da. They really wasn't them. And they was rapping like us. Remember when the rappers in New York was rapping like us? And all of a sudden he turned around and tell you, me Busta Rhymes, me a Jamaican. But the whole time that nigga never let us know he was a Jamaican, did he? The whole time Busta Rhymes' whole stilo was us. For a long time till he made it, right? The whole time, everybody would have swore that Busta Rhymes was the foundation of Black America, wouldn't it? And he waited a long time till he had made his money. Then he come out dissing. No man, Black American music ain't on Jamaica. I said, oh wow. See what I'm saying? That's the perfect example. Just think about that. He used us to support him all them years. Then once his rap career was over, he was like, F y'all. I ain't y'all anyway. On my soul. Tell me I'm lying. Look at the dude in the barbershop saying what you know what I'm saying? Look at Busta Rhymes. Perfect example. Then you look up and you look back and like, oh, all these dudes is tethers. All these dudes and these chicks is tethers. They came in and did a foundational Black American interpretation. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. Buried them accents, Biggie Smalls too. Why ain't rap like his mama? Why ain't rap like his mama? No, Biggie. Oh, he was me and shit. You know what I'm saying? They say we ain't got culture, but the whole time you imitate our culture to get paid. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. Came into Chicago. He was on the tour with 50 Cent. I took my grandson, and nobody got up. He was mad, cussing the people out on stage. Everybody was just looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Not only, Buster, not only was you faking like you was a foundation of Black American, you was faking like you was a heterosexual too. And you don't really want no smoke with Big Pharaoh. It'll get real ugly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things I don't be saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was faking a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no wonder you was only up there with Spliff Star and we'll never see you with no women. You know what I'm saying? Shut your ass up. You know what I mean? I remember when I was younger, in my like late 30s, 40s and stuff, when I used to be going backstage. I'm retired now. But Big Pharaoh used to be popping up backstage when you come to the rack. I remember, I remember me and the Goonie Goons used to show up backstage. Oh my soul. A lot of rappers could tell you. They doing all this yickety yakety, you know. It's different backstage in somebody else's city. Yeah, all of them. They get there, they get in the money, right, and then they let you know who they really are. And now, of so many years of the disrespect, foundational Black Americans, we just want to delineate and separate. We just don't trust. We can't. We just can't no more. We can't let people keep using us. You know what I'm saying? We're not interested in friendships. We're not. We're adults. Those of us adults, we're full grown adults. We're not desperate for no friends. And then a friend got to really be a friend from the heart. They can't be a friend because it only benefit them. And you can't see nothing where, and you can't see nowhere where black immigrants have benefited foundational Black Americans not. They just ate off the plate, but you can't see no type of unifying, nothing that was built. I challenge you to show it. You see no unification that built nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't see nothing from it. It was like when I used to be hanging around a bunch of rosters, it got to a point you could feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? The music was saying some black unity stuff, but they really wasn't on that. And then the first opportunity they got, they went and catered to a white audience. First chance they got. And threw black people to the curb. That's why reggae failed. Because reggae dumped black people all together because they couldn't unify with black people anyway. They was on some Jamaican tribalism. So that Jamaican tribalism stunted their music. That their music couldn't reach the black diaspora like that because everybody could see they was on some weirdo. They wasn't really reggae music is some of the fakest music ever made. Reggae music. Reggae music is some of the fakest music. A lot of reggae artists were singing all that black unity, but was tribalist, was into tribal war. Didn't even like black Americans. On the song, we all together, love and black unity. And in real life, it wasn't none of that shit. Seriously. You know, it got to a point, I go to the show, I come in the back on the show. You got certain white dudes, they control it, right? So they run the radio station. In California, they had a dude called Roger Steffens, and he was the big radio guy. So he's like, they always put themselves as the kings of the movement. So the king of the movement was a European dude named Roger Steffens. He was the number one reggae guy. And sometime I would come to an event and I would see him with two Jamaican Rastas. And you could see, you should see how they would look at me. Because me being a foundational black American, you could see when they would look at me. Because you understand, I'm a foundational black American surrounded by Trinidadians, Virgin Islanders, Jamaicans, and you could smell the phoniness on them. Like they really wasn't nothing. That's why the music flopped. Because black Americans couldn't really like the music because what you're saying is not true. You do not represent that. Especially with the European women, because a lot of the Jamaican men, they preferred a lot of the Jamaican rastas, they preferred European girlfriend. So the black woman and her man, they not gonna keep coming to the concert because the black woman was looking at the Jamaican man like, I thought this was pro-black music because they sell it like it's pro-Pan-African, pro-black music. So when the black woman think that and she come to the event, but she see you with Becky, she confused. Because I'm born in Chicago, after the show, right, I got to take all of the questions. Facts. These is absolute facts. Soon as the sisters come out the show and see me outside talking, they run up on me. I'm telling you the facts. You can't make this up. And they'd be, excuse me, brother, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Chicago. She said, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah. Why all the rosters be with white women? I've been asked that at least 30 times. Imagine how I'll be feeling at this pro-black music, pro-black music venue with this pro-black Rasta thing, to have a black American woman, a foundational black woman, ask me, why is all of these guys at this pro-black concert, why they don't like them? I'm like, I don't know. That's what made me just say, like, you know what? These Caribbean dudes singing this reggae, they fraudulent. Like, this shit not real. They not really like the elders. These people ain't like Kojo. Although he did the same thing. Yep, Kojo. Next thing I knew, he was running around with some white woman. And then she paid for him to go back to Jamaica. And my queen was like, you know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be the big elder. But he had Becky running around. On my soul, he had Becky paying for his stuff and stuff. I could see how he used to look at me. Because I was like a revolutionary. So you could see how he would look at me. You could see he shrink a little bit when he looked at me. He probably knew deep down I had some disappointment. Bro, you talking all this revolution. You know what I'm saying? All your kids is by the black queen. I know your kids, I know your baby's mama. What you doing now? I'm like, I'm real young. I'm only in my early 20s, so I just don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say nothing, but it's like a demotion, mental demotion. Like, okay, dude, he not black like that. Like what he talking. So that's how I got y'all be like, well, you mighty cocky, you mighty standing up because I had to stand up on my own square. I had to do me. I had to start pushing older dudes down, like mentally. I had to start going. And I had to start using the black community and dealing with the black community to push dudes down. Like, I don't know what y'all doing in Jamaica, boy, but this LA, this Chicago, we're not doing none of that. And your music whack and you foul, you out of line. Once you get some age on you, you start calling that shit out. So that's why I said, okay, I can't hang with these Caribbean Rasta dudes. These dudes bootleg. Especially when they all start wearing head wraps. I was through. I was like, oh, these dudes bootleg shit fake. I said, man, come on, man, I'm Rastafari House of Thugs. That's when I made Thug House Rasta. I said, I'm making my own Rasta. I just ain't got time to get it off the ground. I got too many irons in the fire. But I want to get my own Rasta set up. I got too much going on. So I can't deal with these dudes, and they all this different stuff. 12 Tribe, Night Biggie, they don't get along. I said, oh, okay, I can't deal with this. That's why I pushed away. So a lot of times people say, well, bro, you used to be pro-black. I don't really say nothing because I don't be wanting to stomp, you know, the brother's head in. Y'all don't listen to none of that trash. All that shit trash. You know what I'm saying? Everything they singing is trash. Reggae is trash. The whole thing is trash. The music is weak. They don't make no original music. Then any old bald head kid, they ain't pushing locks on your head. They ain't pushing no ITOP food or nothing. It's just, and it turned into, it might as well be R&B. Reggae used to have some principles behind it. And all them dudes, you can't tell one from another. They on them, prefabricated beats and shit. Reggae sucks. I don't know how nobody listen to that shit. All of it is trash. Reggae is the worst shit ever. No principles. Now I remember when I first started playing reggae, man, you have an original song. You know what I mean? Now, now it's fake. It ain't no original sound or nothing. It's like bootleg, like cookie cutter reggae. That's it. Like the beat ain't original or nothing. The sound ain't original. Ain't no revolutionary stuff to it. It's just saying a bunch of words. Talking about the set and nothing in a debt. There's no get back. The flat. It's all of them sound the same. You don't got a burning spear, a steel pulse. You don't got a clear sound. They can't play no music. They suck. They image suck. They got hair wraps on and shit. Every last one of them. It's horrible. I never listen to that or go to no reggae show. It's horrible. It's the worst. No message. It's like a karaoke. Everybody want to see who they can say the words. Put up a second set, and that's it. When you go to a concert, and they all, but it's like no conscious, no real. They don't slow the words down to teach you nothing. So it's like got up singing, then stand up there. It's really not made for nobody. Too. Reggae now is not like black world music. It's strictly for Jamaicans. Who else gonna like that shit? Think I'm lying? Listen to reggae now, and then listen to Bob Marley. Listen to Bernie Strait. Listen to their diction. Listen Steel Pulse. Listen to how they said their words, where everybody can understand. Go listen to them busters now. Every song. It's not made for nobody. It's just made for just them. That's what it sounds like. That's what it be sound like, bro. Shut your ass up. It's no nothing. There's no like rally around the flag, rally around the red, go black and green. Marcus said, greens for the, see that none of that. It's ding ding. Last time I seen Sizzler, he was still hollering when I left. It was the worst thing you ever said. He sucks. When I left, you could hear him. Pull up! Like, he played a song. Any Jamaican would be like, one thing about Pharrell, he really be there. Listen, they'll play the song. Dun 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 dun. Come on, fun, sing that song. Pull up! Just that quick. That start off. Then he come out. Wait, also pull up. Then they do a new song. It go for a little while. Then it's boom, sing, song, dun, 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 dun. You don't have to know how to play no music. All you gotta be able to do is go dun, 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 pull up. Real talk. Well, me are a big man in the place. Me know what I talk about, so don't mash up your face. Real talk. Trash. I wouldn't pay to go see that junk. Garbage. Ain't talking about nothing. Real shit. Yep. Yeah, you can feel him. He was the last one, like. Midnight Man was like the last one trying to save it. After what's the day, the one that got blew up at the house. He tried to save it, but he got blew up trying to save his mother at the house. But besides that, it been over. That shit garbage. They ain't pushing no reparations. They ain't pushing no black unity. They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? Nothing. Jamaicans ain't none. Jamaican Rustlers ain't on nothing. Who could wrap their head the best? He passed away. Yeah, he passed away. He been finished. He been sick a long time before he passed away. That been over. I guess that was supposed to be a joke. I don't know. I missed it. I don't know. But he been gone. I don't know. Chicago's a big city. Where you from? You from some little bitty place. Chicagoans don't do movements and stuff. Chicagoans get up and go to work and make money. Chicagoans don't do movements. Chicago, that situation with Jesse Jackson been over since it was what, Operation Breadbasket. Nobody, Operation Push hasn't been anything for Foundation Black Americans. Haven't really. That's be just small little groups. That don't be no. Those don't be movements. Those just like little organizations like the NAACP, that they be little stuff like that. Really, they smaller than that. Like that was smaller than that. The Urban League, stuff like that. Those don't be relevant anything relevant to foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans don't do stuff like that. They just go to church, make money, take care of their family. And so if you ask them about that, that means you don't know nothing. That means you slow. You don't know nothing. Like if you ask them about Operation Push, that means you slow. You don't know nothing. I'm talking to somebody who don't know nothing. If you knew anything at any type of intelligence, you wouldn't ask no stupid questions like that. So I'm talking to somebody who don't know nothing. Like you don't know nothing. Like Operation what? Oh, okay. Oh, you don't know nothing. Oh, okay. You could have just said you don't know nothing and been quiet and listen. Yeah, Garnett Silk. Yep. Uh, yeah, Afrobeat, same thing. Afrobeat was used to infiltrate reggae. They used King Sunny Ade and what was the other brother name? Fela. They used Fela and King Sunny Ade to shut down reggae. They never wanted reggae to have no type of world unity or militancy. So they brought in Afrobeat and they brought in religious dreads, bobos. The bobos they destroyed any type of anything. Now you go to reggae show, all the dudes got head wraps on. You know, they ain't on nothing. And that was it. It was over. The Scissors or Bobo, all of them with the head wraps, they destroyed Rasta and reggae. They turned Rasta into a church. So the Jamaicans never helped nothing for the black diaspora. They fell off. The Africans, they never was able to help black people because they never was able to unite. So the Africans destroy any hope of anything because once people found out that the Africans didn't get along, that was it. They like, what could they say? So they destroyed anything. So that's where the concept came that Black Americans, we just got to do our own thing. We can't depend on Black immigrants. They don't got their shit together, and they come and try to eat off our table. So once you see people running to your country to eat, what can they tell you? Especially when they run into your country to eat in a real segregated country like America, and then they don't mess with the other blacks. Where we come from in America, you are enemy. We come through Jim Crow and all of that. So black immigrants, they don't fit into over here. We come from real Jim Crow and real racism, real segregation. Black immigrants come after segregation is over. But we and our parents lived through it. So it ain't never over for us and our man, but they ain't never seen it. So they come here skipping around and they don't feel the need to link in with the black people that's here. That's the worst thing about black immigrants. They lack black immigrant men, they lack a military mindset. Black immigrant men is bad for black people globally because they don't have a black military mindset. They don't. They negative. What's a black military mindset? The black military mindset is this: it's from city to city and from country to country. If I go to Trinidad, I'm gonna link in with the Trinidadians. I can't go to Trinidad and just be a separate black American. I can't go to Jamaica and be a separate black American. But that's what they do. They come to your country and be some separate weirdos. They don't be black people. They be like, oh, the Jamaicans, or they be like weird immigrants. They don't be black. And then when white supremacy do something to them, they want to be black. They want black people to step in. But when something happened to us, you don't see now Trinidadian, now Jamaican, now African, or nothing. When something happens to foundational black Americans, none of these black people come out with their flags. come out, represent where they from, and stand next to us. None. Zero. That's why foundational Black Americans, we don't like them. And when they throw you out, we're going to do you the same way you did us. You want us to come stand up for you? No, we're going to treat you the same way you treated us. That's between you and Trump. Go handle your business. Just like our problems is between us and whoever, so is yours. Don't turn international black now. As a matter of fact, we hope they throw you out. Yes, we hope they throw you out. They can't throw enough Haitians out for me. I'm not going to help them, but I don't care. I would never go and help or nothing like that. But yeah, if they throw dude out down there, we'll go take your restaurant. Bye, get your ass out of here. We play the same game you play. Same game you play, same game I play. I really can't listen to old reggae that much because I really don't like Jamaicans like that no more. I feel like when I listen to the music, I feel like I'm listening to people that don't really like me. Like when I listen to reggae music, I feel like I'm listening to frauds. Because I'm like, I wonder if these dudes even liked us. That's what I be thinking when I listen to the music. I'd be like, yeah, they would come to town and smile and stuff like that. They had to because they on tour. But I remember I wonder on their own accord, did they like us? And I would have to say no. Because I've been around a lot of rosters, and yeah, they definitely was faking. They was faking because they had to, because they was making their money off of singing Black Unity, so they had to pretend that they really represented what they were singing about. But the first opportunity they got where they wasn't singing it, how did that turn out? Where's all that Black Unity they was talking about? Disappeared because it was phony the whole time. It was only something to say on stage. And the first opportunity they got to sing to whites, they dumped the black crowd anyway. They started going to Europe and doing their shows. They started doing their shows, Reggae on the River, which was mostly a European event. Basically, they was telling you should be ashamed of being American while they wear Jamaican stickers and stuff. And it's like, what the hell? It was confusing. It's like you telling me to be ashamed to be American. When I see you like Jamaica, this, you telling me I need to be a proud African. Cool. Later for America, I'm African. I see you a Jamaican. You want me to throw America away for Africa, but you won't throw Jamaica away. You got on the. I said, what the hell? They ain't never gonna throw Jamaica away, but they'll tell you to throw America away. They'll tell you to throw England away. They'll tell you to throw your country away. Right? Hey, listen, man. I don't know what kind of man you is, or if you're a man trolling, but you gotta get a life. I'll unblock you some other time. I don't. Female trolls, but men trolls, that's too feminine for me, bro. When a man can't stand on something and get a life and he trolling, to me that's like I could never do that. Like I couldn't just go on somebody's account I don't like it just be making comments as a grown ass man. Trolls be creeping me out, especially the men. It's like, damn, bro, your life sucks. So that's what's going on with that. You can't really divide something that was never united. So when they keep talking about foundational Black American concept is divisive, I'm like, how? They keep acting like when we say we foundational Black Americans, we divide ourselves. How are we dividing ourselves from some people that's already divided? Like we're not unified. You can only divide something that's unified. There's no unity. None. There's no unity like that. So they always want to keep calling FBA divisive. How could you divide something that's not united? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And so we need to keep pushing what we pushing. We got time. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We got time to get out on tethers and we got time to push for reparations. But sometimes we gotta everybody just do what they do. Everybody don't have to do the same thing. I mean, they scared we're gonna stop supporting their restaurants and products. The thing is, their restaurants and products, definitely we need to stop supporting them. We definitely need to stop spending and supporting with them. And definitely we need to cut back on uh, our money going somewhere where it won't circulate for us. As foundational Black Americans, we have to really be more responsible with our money. You know what I'm saying? You can't always be spending money with people that don't spend no money back with you. And these people that you be supporting, they don't spend no money with you. They don't shop at none of your stores. They don't even live around you. So this whole thing where a black immigrant will come here and just open up the store to just suck money out of our community, but it's not active in our community, so the money ain't circulating. That got to end. That got to end with them, the Asians, all of them. We got to do for self. Run them out and open them restaurants ourselves. That's what we're going to have to do. And we need to be opening these businesses and hiring our children and cooking our own food. The same way we shutting down these Asians, we're going to have to shut down these black immigrants. Totally. Shut them down. They have not benefited us, and many times they don't like us. And eating with somebody don't like you don't make no sense. And this putting money out that never coming back, we got to get our economic game tighter. If we don't spend no money with us, we ain't spending no money with you. But also with this system, with robotics and all that computerized, if we don't create jobs, we ain't gonna have none. Facts. So we're gonna have to start Foundation Black America. We're gonna have to create jobs. We're gonna have to stop letting these other people do our women's hair, do our women's toes, sell us food and all that. We're gonna have to go get that money. The same way you go work for somebody else. It don't make no sense. You can't work for another black person or work for yourself. And we're gonna have to work for ourselves. We're gonna have to stop working for these people and let these people come in our community and take the money. We never see them no more. Where all them Asian dollars go? They go out. I drove Uber before. Them people live out in the white suburbs, them Asians. They don't live nowhere around you. They take that money and they don't even put the money back into the city of Chicago. They put the money out in a suburb somewhere. The city don't even benefit. And then they don't pay no taxes for 7 years. When the 7 years is up, they give it to their sister or their brother. So businesses stay there, they don't pay no taxes. The United States is going to have to make these immigrants pay taxes just like everybody else. There ain't no way you come here, why you don't have to pay no taxes? And I do. I never get a tax break. You get a tax break from coming from somewhere? Why? What is so special that you came from Korea or Africa that you don't have to pay no taxes? Based on what? Why they don't got to pay no taxes, but American citizens got to pay taxes? If you want to give somebody a tax break, you should give it a tax break to young Americans under the age of 28 that start a business. If you're under 28, and you start a business, we'll give you a tax break for 3 years so you can try to get your business off the ground. To the young entrepreneurs, let's do that. But anybody else, you got to pay to play. If you can't pay your taxes, right, then go sit your ass down. You can't go into business. No, you let Mr. Ching Chong come. 7 years, he don't pay no taxes. Then he give it to his brother. Another 7 years, no taxes. Give it to his cousin. Another 7 years. And they do that continually. And the Democratic Party then sold America out because these immigrants and these vampires, they realized they could take over the Democratic Party. So they took over the Democratic Party, threw black Democrats to the curb. They might put a half black face up there, right? And then the Democratic Party is the immigrant party. Facts. The Democratic Party is the immigrant party. The Democratic Party is no longer for Americans. That's why New York is going to watch what New York is going to be. It's, you know what I'm saying? New York is going to be a third world city because they let a dude be the mayor of New York that ain't even been an American citizen long enough to run no biggest city in America. All them laws got to change. You should not be able to run for office until you're the fourth generation, period. You can come here and work. You can come here and get a job. But you can't hold no political office and you ain't no real American that's been here no generations. How you going to move up somebody that moved here over people that been here for generations? So now I being here, my granddaddy been here, my great-granddaddy did here, my great-great-granddaddy, my great-great-great-great-granddaddy. I'm running for mayor. I'm running against this dude. He moved here. Or his daddy was the first one to move here. How the hell he can run for office over me and he a brand new goddamn American? Like dude in New York. And no way he need to be no mayor. He ain't even been no American that long. How is he running the biggest city in America with no blood in the soil? No nothing. No military service. His family got no military service or nothing. How he running the city over people that parents, grandparents, great-grandparents passed away in Vietnam, passed away in Iran and all that. And here comes some dude from some foreign country run New York with no skin in the game? And can bring in a bunch of foreigners now and get a whole bunch of votes and mess up the whole political process? Next thing it'll be like we living in Bangladesh some damn well. He better be glad I ain't the president. We'll arrest him. I arrest him. I charge him with treason and say you're a spy. I ain't lying. I arrest my Donnie. I swear to God. I would arrest my Donnie. I would arrest him. I don't trust you. We need to talk to you. What do you want over here? I'm telling you, I don't trust him. He was sent over here. You cannot tell me he's not a part of some plot. How you the mayor of the biggest city of New York? You know why? They let too many immigrants in New York. So now when they run an immigrant, he going to get all the votes. Because they got too many people that's not Americans in New York. That's why. Too many. Too many. Too many people in New York that's not American. New York is a foreign country. Go to Chinatown, New York. It's China for real. Chickens and stuff out. I was like, what the heck? What is this? They let them people take over the big New York. The people took over New York. New York is like a third world country. Look, California, they let them take, LA is a mess. He did definitely cheated. He need to be in prison. Look at L.A. They want to do the same thing to Chicago. The only thing protect Chicago is foundational Black Americans. Too many foundational Black Americans here. That's the only thing. They wish they could. They want to. They want to bad. But they know they'll clash with us because we the number one black people in this country. We number one. We don't really play none of it at all. Everybody was like, the Venezuelans going to be tripping. All right, I'm still waiting. Let me know when they start tripping. Remember how y'all was trolling me when the Venezuelans first come? Y'all told me the Venezuelans going to take over. What I told y'all? They're going to get their Venezuelan. Didn't I tell you that? Yeah, they don't want you to use ID because that way illegals can vote. That way illegals can vote. The whole that New York is that's all it is. And when them blacks be up there and they don't really be foundational Black Americans, they come back, they get on social media and they be promoting weirdo stuff. You ever notice that? Crystals and anything that distracts you from what's they're gonna tell you about the cosmic light that come down that's gonna mess up your cerebral sources. Yeah, yeah. They come down from New York, they get on social media and they be promoting all kind of weirdo sorcery, fake scientific nonsense. They'll never be talking about nothing that be substantial or be sustaining to life in real life. What's going on, bro? They be talking about all kind of weirdo crystals and all kind of weirdo stuff. Nothing substantial. I just be looking. I don't say nothing. I let brothers do their thing. But it look like you look like a spy to me. You look like a distraction. Like a lot of people is teaching that, but they really stacking money, but they distract you. They really just get money. But they're like, no, I'm into the ethereal force. And they be collecting money. Yeah, we be into bronze. We use copper. You need a copper glass. And then they just be stacking money. They be dressing in a way to make them look metaphysical and shit. But really, they just grabbing bread. They might as well be a dude in a three-piece suit. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what they be. I be saying it. I just be being nice. Sometimes I be wanting to crash out and just start just going to everybody. You know. Sometimes I be wanting to crash out and just start going to everybody. But you know, if you do too much, you go to the store and buy something to eat. Next thing you know, you be like young Pharaoh. You be crazy. They be to put something in your stuff. Yeah, bro, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We got babies, we got grandbabies and stuff like that. You know what our babies gonna do? What our grandbabies gonna do? You know what our children? You know I don't be want to leave this mess all behind for my children like that. Like a lot of us, the reason we be tripping y'all, cause we from the old school. So we was going to Alabama or we was raised in Alabama, right? And stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We was going to Alabama. We was raised in Alabama. You feel me? So we be tripping. You know, we want to do something for our children. See what I'm saying? We want to have a better way for our children. We see the way this is going. When you get my age, you got grandbabies. So it's like, what y'all gonna have for my grandbabies, my grandsons? You see what I'm saying? Like seriously. Like what y'all gonna have for our future children? What kind of jobs they gonna have? What kind of opportunities they gonna have? Yeah, we got too many. And they already got the young brothers out here strung out on substance abuse, going to jail left and right, beefing on social media, gang banging, getting caught with weapons, getting large sentences. They like be gone for they dude he doing 15 years, he ain't number 25. They knocking us down so much with their police situation, it's crazy. Just locking up brothers left and right and left and right, giving them football numbers. Yeah, they did teach their kids to be real disrespectful on the internet. Outside, that shit gonna go bad. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a clash. But see, the problem with black immigrants is they don't understand racism. Black immigrants is gonna lose bad. Black immigrants, I be trying to tell them to listen to me. Black immigrants is gonna take a huge, huge L. The worst thing black immigrants could do is focus on foundational black Americans. Seriously. Even with all the negative stuff coming our way from black immigrants, I feel sorry for black immigrants because I know they don't see where this is going to go. They don't see. I'm telling you, Cuddy, black immigrants have no clue what's going to happen. None. They finna do them real bad. Yeah, they gonna learn the hard way. They definitely gonna learn the hard way. Look at all these unalive that's been going on with these young black women. You think they gonna care what kind of young black woman it is? They ain't even care if you know Jamaican or your mama and daddy know Jamaican or nothing like that. And one of the cases, it's a black dude, the suspect. I said that makes sense. That's why I didn't jump out the window like that. Because them things they doing to them young women, that's a good way for a young black man to be the case. They ain't gonna look that way. Yeah, yeah, them situations with them women that's been happening. That's a good situation for black men to be the case. Yeah. And the whole time you thinking it's some racism, but no, dude just wanted to get rid of his baby mama or his wife, get the insurance policy or whatever, get the house, whatever, or just mad at her. I'm telling you. Anyway, that's what's going on. We're gonna stand on our ground. We're not gonna shake and shiver. We're gonna stand on business and we're gonna push for this reparations. Delineation. We want to push delineation and the idea of foundational Black America. So we teach, but we want to stay focused on reparations because at the end of the day, that's how we got cheated. We just can't pass down. They cheated us down, and my son and grandson like, well, damn, why granddaddy? Why you didn't go get our money? I just found out about this. Like, how long they gonna cheat us? I understand why my daddy and them didn't go get it because they didn't have the internet. So they didn't have no stuff. But one thing I can say about my daddy and them, They the reason I can get on the bus. They the reason I can drink off a water fountain. They the reason I can vote. They the reason I can walk down the street. They the reason I can have a job. My mom and daddy fought for our civil rights for us to be able to come outside. That's a fact. They that Martin Luther King era. Without them, I couldn't even get on no plane or no bus or no train. Without Rosa Parks. So Rosa and them did their job. Now I'm trying to do my job and pass down information to the next generation so they can do their job. Because a lot of young black people don't know people sacrifice for you to even be able to come outside. And this is something that I keep pushing time and time again to the young black brothers and sisters. That people made a sacrifice for you to be able to do anything. Facts. Without this lady and MLK, you wouldn't be able to get on a plane, a bus, or nothing. And that's what pissed me off about black immigrants. Because they supposed to know that. But they don't give no respect to the people that paved the way for them to even get on the plane. You know, who you think made it where you could get on a plane? Who made it where you can even get on a plane and come from Haiti, get on a plane, even come from Africa? It was a time where you couldn't even get on no plane or no train. Like people went to jail for you to be able to come in from Africa. Come on. Facts. So we just need to keep teaching this to our children. We can't help, we can't help these other people. They don't know. Black people walk for a year to get the rights to get on the bus. Let me make sure. $381 days. 381 days. Look, the historical Montgomery boycott, Montgomery, Alabama, lasted for 381 days, about 13 months. It began December 5th, 1955, and ended on December 20th, 1956. I wasn't born until 1958. I wasn't born until 1958. Okay? This my mama and them generation did this. And my grandmama and granddad, they the ones did this. For me to be born in 1958, I mean they had sex in 1957. They probably had just came up in 56. They probably had, my parents had probably just came up in 56. But my mother went to school with the two of the girls that got unalived in the church bombing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, we went through a lot. These people walked, boy. They walked before they let people disrespect us. Yeah. They walked. So come on, man. We can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't overlook all the sacrifices people made. People made a lot of sacrifices for us. Lots. Lots. Lots of people lost their lives. And lots of people went to jail, man. Shout out to Ralph Abernathy and MLK. They went to jail, boy. They went to jail so we could have some civil rights. On my soul, you can't. Come on, man. They don't be want to tell the real history. Man, dudes went to jail and took it like G's too. Back in the time where they could have strung them up too. Back then it was dangerous. Just think about it. So, much respect to MLK, Ralph Abernathy. Rest in peace to Mega Evans too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in Alabama and Mississippi, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what we want though? We want reparations. Victory.